non-pulmonic consonants versus pulmonic consonants. We're going to talk a little bit about phonology. Every word that you guys hear me speak, that you speak aloud, that you hear other people speak, is made up of phonemes. So like I said, a unit of sound, like k or v, or some of the ones we don't have in English are v. That's I think the bilabial fricative. They're named according to where you pronounce them in the mouth or throat. So a glottal stop. The only one that I really know of in English is in the word uh-oh. Uh-oh. But no, I'm stealing that constellation, and since you're modding on my channel, every joke you make is owned by me. Thank you. Some other words that you probably won't hear, at least in American or British dialects of English, the v is one of my favorites. We do not have the that's a glottal trill. So that's like way back in my throat. It's such a fun noise to make. We also don't hear a lot of but you'll probably hear that one in Spanish. That is an alveolar trill because it happens at the alveolar ridge right behind your top teeth. That little ridge right there at your gum, that's your alveolar ridge. And next time you make a sound that's like l or n also works if you pronounce it there. For most American and probably British speakers of English, you're gonna make that there at the alveolar ridge. But if you speak in a different dialect, even of English, we hear also in American and British English to say d, that's alveolar. But in Indian dialects of English, we often hear it back farther, da. A plosive is when you put the articulators together, you build up a little bit of air, and then you blow it out all at once. So a bilabial plosive, b, and p. And the difference is whether it's voiced or unvoiced. Say b and p, and put your hand in front of your mouth. You'll feel a difference in air. And if you put your hand on your throat, you'll also feel that your vocal cords vibrate for the b, but not the p. Because there's phonation. With the sound is coming through your vocal cords, they're vibrating to produce sound. Anytime you speak, you use your vocal cords. There are, as we said, sounds that English doesn't have, and English does not have, as far as I know, any non-pulmonic consonants. A pulmonic consonant is one that uses air from your lungs. So, k. Whenever I speak, pretty much any sound I make to you guys is going to use air from my lungs. We need to push the air from the lungs up through the larynx, through the vocal cords, and out of our mouth, where we change the shape of things around there to change the sounds. But if you didn't have the articulators, all you could do is just You can only do a single sound because you need the articulators to do that. Also, if you don't have the articulators, that probably means you don't have like a mouth or a jaw or a throat, because some of those are glottal. So I would recommend seeking medical attention. Anyway, there are these non-pulmonic consonants, and that's what the clicking sounds are in osa. Osa. That's so hard to do. Non-pulmonic consonants just use the air in your mouth. I can hold my breath. I mean, I can't really talk and hold my breath, but and I can still make clicking sounds without breathing in or out. No air has entered or exited my lungs. Well, now it has because now I'm talking. But bird noises, we can talk about bird noises, but humans, those are non-pulmonic consonants. One other feature that we don't have in English, but we do see sometimes in Scandinavian languages, is inhaling. You can talk while breathing in instead of pushing air out. It sounds like this. It sounds really weird, but this is actually something that's quite common in parts of Scandinavia. But the thing is, all languages, all the slang, all of the words that we use daily are just made up. They only make sense because we agree on them. I'm making noises with my mouth, and you guys, assuming you speak English, we've all just agreed that the word dog means, well, a dog. We don't really know where the word perro comes from in Spanish either. But that's a different thing. If you're not used to making certain sounds, say Chinese or Korean or Japanese, they don't really differentiate. When it comes to English words, we have and l. I can't really speak as much for Japanese and Chinese, but Korean doesn't have a specific or l sound. They kind of do, but the sound that they use is like a e. So if I were to say the word, I can't remember any Korean words right now because I have not studied my Korean in a bit, but I have a list here, it's okay. Color in Korean is 색깔, 색깔.